We are excited to see you again. I have Coach Kristen with me today. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we almost have similar texting, don't we?
Right?
Yeah,
We're matching.
I love your blouse. Thank you for being here again because I was running a bit late, a few minutes late. So thank you for joining us. And we have an important topic to talk about. It's about what, Kristen? Because you brought the topic today. So what was it? What is it that we're going to talk about?
We're talking about overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
Overwhelm that leads to shutdown in learners of any age.
Yeah.
So,
It's true. Let's talk about how it fits the past and the future conversation our brain tends to take us to, right? How would overwhelm fit into the past storyline? Do you ever catch yourself?
so if
Yep.
you've struggled in the past, if you've struggled with school or struggled with specific subjects, your brain can take you back to that. Like, oh, you weren't able to do this before, so why do you think you're gonna be able to do it now? And it's just too much. It's just too much. Like you always get overwhelmed. You've always gotten overwhelmed, so
Yeah.
you're just gonna keep it.
So it's going to repeat. It wants us to talk about how you were not able to do it in the past. It's going to take us to that incident and then relive it how you were not able to do it. So it's not going to let us do it now. So in the end, it seems like that just doing that is going to overwhelm me even more.
Right? Bringing up all of my past mistakes and all of the past times I couldn't do it. Sure.
Yeah, yeah, that just not going to work, right? So what can we do with this, Kristen? What should I do with my past? Should I just sit there and like listen to my brain go over all the mistakes I've made and keep me overwhelmed in my present and the now and here? It's going to make me overwhelmed for sure because it's telling me how much of nobody I am right now, right? In the past.
Right.
So that overwhelm is going to come into the now and here. And if that's coming into now and here, we can't do anything, right? We're going to be paralyzed to take steps.
Right. Right. And well, I mean, and it's a powerful thing and it's very convincing. Our brain is very convincing because
Yes.
it knows us very well. But
Yeah.
no, we have to come out of the past. We can learn from the past. So certainly, thinking about the past is not terrible, but we need to learn from that and we need to tell our brain we're not in the past, we're in the now. And we
Yeah.
need to move forward from here
Yeah.
and focus on where we are now and where we're going, not where we were.
No. So we have to let it go and bring the lessons, like Kristen just said, and you have to move on to the now place. But then there's the future, right? Future also scares us, right? So when I'm overwhelmed in the now and here, if I then think about the future, what does that do to my overwhelm? Is that going to create less overwhelm or more overwhelm?
If you're overwhelmed in the present, the future is going to seem way more overwhelming. Like if I can't do it, if I'm overwhelmed now, how am I going to be successful in the future? How am I going to be able to achieve, or how am I going to be able to complete these tasks in the future?
Hmm. So even future thinking is going to get clouded with our current state or the past state that our brain wants to talk about, right? So
Right.
projecting the past or at the current state, I am overwhelmed. So then, as you can see, you can't do anything in the past. In the future, you can't do anything either. You're overwhelming yourself. And then in the now and here, you're also overwhelming. So we have to do something about what is causing the overwhelm in this space, right? And now and here is the only moment I can do something about it. So I have to figure out what is the overwhelm stemming from? Where is it coming from? Why is it happening, right? Instead of saying I'm overwhelmed. And then if I keep saying a word like that, I'm overwhelmed, what is the result of that eventually?
Eventually, what I see is that people just give up. They just shut down because they feel like it's too much. I just can't do it. It's too much, and so I'm just not gonna do it.
No, no, that's right. Overwhelm, any of these negative words, right? If we keep repeating it all the time, it just controls us, right? It becomes our life, right? That's why I even say the word busy, right? Busy. Like a lot of us use the word I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. Parents use it, teachers use it, I use it, you use it. Now, if I keep saying that, my life is ever gonna slow down? I mean,
It won't. It might, but it won't seem like it to you if you keep telling yourself how busy you are.
Yeah.
That's what your
So
brain is going to tell you. Oh, you're so busy. You're so busy.
yeah.
You have no free time.
Yeah. So we become what we say, right? We actually become what we keep saying to ourselves.
You can certainly manifest that into your present.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what can I do with my future? Future, if I'm creating an overwhelming situation for my future, I'm not even letting the future happen to me. The only thing that humans can do is predict the future. I mean, they can predict it, but if it happens or not, that's a different story. But I can't create my future, right? I can't create it. I have to allow it to come to me, but I can set some intentions, but I have to bless it and I have to release it so that I don't have to worry about it, because worrying about future is going to definitely overwhelm us in the now and the present too, right?
Oh,
Because
absolutely. Absolutely. So the future is going to unfold how it unfolds.
yeah,
It's
but
going to happen the way it happens.
yeah. Only thing we can do is set intention. We have to bless it and let it go. So
Right.
if I do the past, if I release the past, let go of the past and release the future, guess what happens? You can actually be here and now more peacefully, because
Mm-hmm.
you've been bringing yourself and anger yourself and now be in here. And another thing to bring us really to now and here is to really breathe, because we don't breathe, especially when we're overwhelmed. Right?
Yeah, I find myself sometimes holding my breath when I get overwhelmed, which is
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So no wonder we're overwhelmed. Well, I'm holding my breath. That's going to make me overwhelmed too, because it's a biological thing I should be doing properly, but I don't. Right. So, of
Yeah.
course, I'm going to shut down eventually. Right. So, what can we do to bring ourselves now and here even more, Kristen? Anything that you do to bring yourself now and here?
So while I ground myself, there's a few things that I do. One of the things that I do like to do, which can't really demonstrate here, but is to walk in the grass, like with my feet actually touching the grass,
Yeah.
or on the beach if you're fortunate enough to live near a
Yeah.
beach. But just grounding in with the earth
Yes.
is something that helps me.
Yeah.
But
So, what
yes,
else can we do right now? Is there something we can do? We
right.
can
So
do?
yeah, we can do intentional breathing. Slow intentional breathing can help us feel
Is there
grounded.
a pattern you like? Is there a way that you do it that makes you more grounded?
Absolutely. So I'm breathing in slow for a count of 4.
Yeah.
And I'll
And
take you through it in a second, and then holding for a count of 4, and then letting it all out for a count of 6. So
perfect. Mine's 8. Yours is 6. That's good. Perfect. Do you want to lead us into it?
absolutely. So
Perfect. Thank you.
first of all, feet on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and ideally close your eyes, and you're going to breathe in into your stomach. So we're going to breathe into our stomach. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to breathe in through our nose. And then when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out through our mouth. So here we go. And we're going to go in 2, 3, 4. Big deep breath. And hold for 4. We're going to hold, and we're going to send all that good air to all the parts of our body. 4, and we're going to breathe out for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And we're going to go again in for 4. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more time, always in 3s. In for 4. Big deep breath. Inhale all kinds of good, clean air. And hold for 4. Get all that good air out to your feet and your hands and your brain. And out for 6. Exhale all the negative, all the bad, all the bad air.
Stress, anxiety, overwhelm. Breathe it out.
Breathe it
Breathe
all
out the overwhelm. Right?
Absolutely.
We don't
Overwhelm,
need
anxiety, yeah, negative thoughts, get rid of it all.
Okay. I feel so good. I've been running around,
Right.
I have been running around all morning. So I feel I'm glad you took me on that exercise, because otherwise you don't really do it when you're saying those things, right? Because you're always breathing between your words anyway. Air is coming out. So thank you. Thank you so much. So let's talk about overwhelm. Why are we all overwhelmed? What's going on?
So there can be many, I mean, we have, as we've said, busy, but we have a lot of things in our lives, and students can have many things going on at the same time. So they may be in school, they may have responsibilities outside of school. There may be things going on at home that we don't know about, that are difficult for them to deal with.
Yep.
And so they may feel like, and many things are out of their control. So that can be overwhelming as well.
Do you think this is a new thing for humans? Or is this, we always had overwhelm in our lives? Or is it a new thing? Or is it a more, like, why are we more seeing this now than ever before?
I think people have always gotten overwhelmed, but I do feel like it is more prevalent than it used to be. And me personally, I have to use technology a lot. And the more, it seems like the more technology I use, the less grounded I feel. So I have to be more intentional about grounding myself and regulating myself.
No, that's a good point. So electronics makes us disconnected, even though we're so connected, right?
I think so, yes.
We're so connected. I can connect to anybody around anywhere right now.
Anybody, anywhere, but you can't have physical connection.
More, and also even that type of connection, it seems like, we're just hearting or we're just thumbs upping, and it seems like that's kind of our connection point, right? Or somebody might write a small comment, or we call. I mean, even calling seems pretty unusual thing. Before we used to call and hear their voice, right? Even that's not a real thing anymore.
Right.
And other day, somehow accidentally the internet connected somebody I know online, and I thought she called me, and she thought I called her. And then we were
Oh,
both kind of confused, because somehow crossed over, like Facebook on Messenger, right? It called from Messenger. It did that to both of us. So the next morning, I'm sitting up and going, why does she call me like that all of a sudden from nowhere? Like, that seems so random. Like, I'm thinking to myself, right? Why does she do that? And then I had to text her and ask her, how come you called me like that? Because normally nobody calls anymore like that. We would get permission if we're going to call, right? We would text and say, are you
is
available?
it a good time to talk? Exactly.
But there was nothing. She just called, and it appeared to her like I called. So she was like, oh, good thing you asked me this, because I was thinking, why were you calling like for randomly like that? Both of us are like, I don't know, it happened. It was
Right.
strange. It was so strange. But that's another connection we lost, right? When we talk on the phone, we hear the voice, right? We hear the sound. Those are all things that create chemical reaction in our body, right? We are a living system, so all
Right.
of that
The
is good for
laboratory.
us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of it is good for us, but we don't have that anymore. We're only doing text messages, and the words, sometimes words carry different tones, right? The way the sentence is written.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do. It's very easy to misconstrue what someone says over text.
Yeah.
So I usually try to clarify and possibly follow up with a phone call if it's been a very confusing text conversation. Absolutely.
Yes. And also what's happening is, yeah, we're connected, but we're so disconnected. And also we're not really sharing, right? Like, if I'm overwhelmed, if you ask me, how many people will I tell that I'm overwhelmed, I'm going through some hard time, can I have a conversation with you? That we kind of lost that.
That's because, well, with social media, people are compelled, I guess, is maybe not the right word, but to post all the good things. So we see, which I think contributes to a little bit of contributes to overwhelm as well, because you see oh, so-and-so is doing this and they're traveling here and they're having such a good time and their life is so great. And then you think about, oh, well, my life isn't that great. And so that can be overwhelming. Like, why, how come my life doesn't look like that? But you're not seeing those moments when they're overwhelmed or they're depressed or they're anxious or things aren't going so great.
Yeah. Yep. Andrea, who's watching us right now, she says, extra overwhelm is the theme right now for everyone. Extra overwhelm. She added an extra in the front of it, extra overwhelm.
Absolutely, yes. Andrea, for sure.
Yes. So what are the other causes of overwhelm? Let's talk about for parents. Why are parents overwhelmed?
Well, you have, I know when my children were smaller, I have grown children now, but when my children were smaller, there was this meeting and that meeting and, PTA and they got to get to this sport and they have that practice. And then, there's so many things going on outside of if you have a full-time job as well. So you're balancing that and balancing being a parent, which is a full-time job, and balancing maybe a social life with your spouse or whoever. So there's a lot on parents' plates too.
Yeah. And we have gotten to a place of nonstop working, not giving ourselves a rest, forgetting that this is a biological system that might need to be addressed on its own, taking care of ourselves and being here in ourself, right? We're all out here, right? Everybody's over here in the noisy world. And then it's like, I gotta go. And of course, a lot of things have changed. I'm not saying in the past, it's not like things haven't changed, but for where we're at right now, it seems like a lot is happening very quickly as well. The time seems to compress. I don't know if you noticed, like it's like we get January and then we get April and then we get August and then it's December. That's how it kind of goes by.
It does. But I mean, before I know it, the term of the school year is over.
Yeah.
And, it seems like I just started last fall. So,
yeah.
And
that's not how time used to be. It seemed like time was slower for me anyway. That's what I feel.
Absolutely. It really did. Like, and I think, too, with all of the technology and everything, there's a little bit of overstimulation with everything, being a lot of adults are on their phone and children too. So everybody on the phone all the time, there's instant access. And I know for me, when I take some time and leave the phone and leave the computer and, leave all the technology for a little bit, that helps me reconnect with myself and get grounded and not feel quite so overwhelmed.
Yeah. And that's why how we're looking at overwhelm and shutdown is kind of it's outdated, right? Because the way we look at it, like, okay, if you're not doing something, you must be lazy, or you don't care about this, or for children, right? A lot of the time that's what we look at, or there's a condition or something, then we go into, oh, is something wrong with this child, right? We then have those labels come along, right? As children shut down, the labels come following that, right?
Right.
So what I'm thinking is that we are keep pushing for results when the system is not ready, when this biological system's not ready, and we don't want to honor this body as a working system, and then we just want it to perform for us as if this one doesn't have any requirements. I mean, you can't expect a car to perform if you don't give what it needs.
Right. If you don't maintain it the way that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Right. Regular oil changes, tire rotation, tune-ups, things like that. Absolutely. The car is not going to run very long for you if you don't.
Yeah. So even if it could be the best car in the world, the most expensive car in the world, it's not going to do its job because we haven't looked after that machine, right? It's a machine. And same as our body is a system full of other systems, and it's functioning 24/7 for us, but we don't recognize that if this body is shutting down, why is it shutting down? It's not the person is shutting down, it's the body shutting down. So why can't we like shift the lens and look at it from what is happening inside of this person, right? The minute we can shift it,
Where's the breakdown? Where's the breakdown happening?
yeah,
Right.
if a car is stopping and stalling, we don't just say, let's keep pressing the gas. We stop and we take it to a mechanic to figure it out, right? What's going on here, right? But that's why children are shutting down. That's why they're showing us a lot of behavior, because we are like, let's just try harder. Let's just push more. Let's just do more. Well, just going back to the car, if you just do more, push more, is the car's not going to go. It's just going to break down.
Sit there. Exactly.
Right?
And when they shut down, it can look like it can appear to be laziness
Yes.
or stubbornness or inability or just a lack of desire. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
So when a child is refusing to do things and we think they don't want it, they don't want to do it, or they're not interested, they're overwhelmed, they're just, ignoring us or whatever it is, we need to shift that as well to see what are they protecting. Like whenever overwhelm shows up, there's something else happening inside their brain or their nervous system or their emotional system. Some are in there, they are protecting that is this doesn't feel safe, or is it just that I'm off? They're off. They just
right. Or they don't feel safe. They're afraid of something. Something is going on inside that is preventing them from moving on with whatever it is that they need to be doing.
Yeah. So even changing the question, right? When we're talking to children or others, instead of asking, why aren't you trying? If you ask that, what would happen if I ask somebody who's overwhelmed, why don't you try harder?
That would be an overwhelming question. Like, I don't think you could, if you're that overwhelmed, how are you even going to respond? You don't know. And my answer would be, when I'm overwhelmed, if you ask me that, I'd be, I don't know.
Exactly. And that's what our children say to us all the time, right? And then we ask, you should know, or we should then say, how come you don't know? Who else is going to know, right? It's you who has to tell me the answer. I don't know who else am I going to ask. So there is no answer. So what about if we start asking what's happening in your system right now? Like this system.
Yes. What's going on? What's your brain telling you? What's happening?
Yes.
What are you feeling?
So that immediately shifts you from becoming an investigator with your child to the position of so much compassion, because you're like, what's going on inside? Can you share with me what's going on inside? And a lot of time when I talk like this, people say, this is very gentle thing we're doing with kids. You just have to get them to do stuff. Just tell them to do it. Just tell them to push forward and do it. Yeah, just tell them. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. Those days are over. Just telling them is not going to happen. It has to.
Yeah. So what I have done with working with some of my students is this was in the past, so this is before, I would get them started on the first or second step, and I think, okay, well, that's good. I get them started. They still, that's not enough. They still can't finish because we haven't addressed what's underneath.
Yeah, without fixing what's happening inside, it doesn't matter. I could be the best teacher. I could bring in the best world strategies and techniques and all sorts of stuff. They're still not going to move, and that's why you get more frustrated, right? As parents and teachers, we get more frustrated. We're like, what else do you want? I mean, I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you pretty much everything. What do you want me to write the test and do the work for you? Like
do the whole project for you.
Yeah, that's the only thing left over here. Like, I don't understand. But when there's shut, yeah, that's why you don't understand, because we're not looking at it from this body is shut down. And we need to figure out why they are shutting down. What happened to shut down? It's not, I need to find the next best strategy here. I need to understand, why are they not ready to receive this?
Right. What's going on inside? What has happened in their past, or in, this morning, or, students come to school, maybe something happened on the way to school. That's going to prevent them from accomplishing their tasks for that day.
Yeah.
We're learning. Mhm.
If you're a parent or a teacher and you've been saying yourself as I'm overwhelmed, first step. So now we want to talk about some stuff that we can really help people with, right? So
Right.
number one step is to, like, if you keep using these words, I'm busy, I'm overwhelmed, right? It's lots going on. If we start going into that area and keep saying all of this, your life will never slow down. You'll never not be overwhelmed, right?
Right.
It's not going to happen. It's just going to become a vicious cycle where you're going to keep saying it, and you just become, that becomes the loop, and that becomes the pattern. And then you will never have the time to slow down or say, I'm not busy, I'm taking care of this, right? So first step is to start looking at what words are we using on a regular basis.
Right. That would be your reality if you continue to tell yourself these things.
Yes.
Sure.
So try to find the words you're using. And if you're using so many of these words so many times in a day, now we have a pattern we have to get aware of, right?
Right.
Notice your pattern. And then notice your pattern and notice what your children pattern or your students patterns are.
What are you
Because
modeling for them? Right.
exactly.
Right.
So we need to stop saying, as parents, if I'm talking to parents, we need to stop saying we're busy, because I don't think in parenting it ever becomes slow. It's not a store. It's not a seasonal store. that
Right. Right. I mean, there are ebbs and flows, of course, but there's always things on the to-do list. There's always going to be tasks to accomplish.
why not? Why not always stay? Find a find a pace that works for you and your
Mhm.
family, and then start maintaining that pace for you and for your family. Don't get on this, I need to rush through to stay afloat and I need to match up to every other parent or anything. Find your flow. What is your day should look like to flow for you? How can I eliminate the word overwhelm and busy in my life? So that would be your number one assignment, to
Right.
really notice these words when they're coming up and really start extracting that word out of your life and see what happens. I can guarantee you that will be an immediate transformation in your life.
Yes. Yes.
I don't,
So
I don't say I'm busy. I don't say I'm busy. Whenever I say it, I actually feel very, very poorly about it, because busy does not solve anything, right?
I've just, as we've been talking, I'm like, okay, I say I'm tired a lot. I need to take that out of my
Yeah,
vocabulary as well. I need
yeah,
to stop saying that.
yeah. Say, like, let's just say it. I'm tired, Kristen. I'm so
It,
tired.
it
I'm
just
really
it just makes me feel more tired. It was, oh, I'm so tired.
I know.
If I say, oh, I feel great, I have lots of energy,
Yeah.
I feel
We are
better.
we are what we say we are, right?
Right.
I mean, it's okay to, I'm not saying don't say you're not tired ever again. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying don't say you're not busy ever. But if it's happening in a, like, I just want everyone to get noticing, how many times do I say I'm tired? That's the
It's that,
problem.
yeah, it's an automatic, when somebody asks me how I am, it's almost an automatic response. And
That's
right,
a problem.
that shouldn't be right.
That's a
Exactly.
problem. Yeah, because there will be never a day you're not going to be tired.
Of course.
Right? So that's the awareness I want you. That's the first thing. Everybody can do this easily, is whenever you say the word busy, or you're like, there I go again, there I go again. I just said it 20 times today. I said it busy. Of course, my life is busy if I keep saying, repeating it 20 times in a day.
Right. So becoming aware of how much you do.
How many times? Yeah, it's not like
That's
you cannot say it, it's how many times is it being used. Because I know that a lot of parents want to help and solve a lot of their problems with their kids, but when it comes to when I offer the clarity meeting, right, it's a free meeting for parents, they're like, we're busy. But it's a free meeting for parents to have clarity for their family situation. It's a free meeting. I mean, I am giving it from my own time, and you know how I and you are busy too, right? Like,
Right.
we are busy
We offer
professionals.
them for free. Just
We are busy professionals, but we offer them for free because we see there's a need for parents to have this service, so that there's no pressure. You come and have clarity. I even called it clarity meeting because I want you to leave with clarity. It's not about, they buy it or not, but having the clarity. But you wouldn't believe how many parents tell us that they're busy. I can't do this. But then I go to all these Facebook or Instagram or, LinkedIn or wherever I go, parents are asking, like, my son is just starting ADHD medication. I don't know what to do. I mean, why not come to a clarity meeting and ask those questions? I mean, you
Yes.
got a professionals that will be willing to answer you all those questions. You rather put it into the random group where random people, you don't even know half of those random people are real or AI generated bots, because not that's what's happening in a lot of these groups now. So why would you ask them? And then you get 300 plus comments. You are, as a parent, a busy parent, you have time to read 300 comments?
That's what I was thinking. You're taking all this time to look online and scroll through these things when you've been offered, a free 45 minutes to an hour of
Call
your time. Yeah.
one on one to get real
To
clarity.
get some clarity.
I'm talking about this, if you're a parent watching, I'm talking about this to really move you out of that place. I know why you're doing it, because if I come onto a call, they'll force me to buy. That is the old days. If somebody else is doing that, you're online. No one's going to force you to buy anything. We can't come through the screen and pick up your credit card and say, "Give me the money." Right? I cannot do that. So there is a safety there. Number one, there's a safety. If you come and you don't like it, you just have to click a button and go away. No problem there either,
Say
right?
goodbye before you do, preferably. But yes. Yes.
So
There's yeah.
I'm really asking you to wake up as parents, because there's a lot going on that is out of a lot of parents' control right now, because there are new things that are happening to our children. I'm witnessing it, how devastating is happening in some families. Children are going into psych wards and getting psychologist help, right? Because they're suffering in ways that never happened before. So as parents, we have to really take the help, and we have to kind of have it. We need to know who are the people they're willing to help me, and who are the people who will waste my time. If somebody is offering you 45-minute of call and you have a problem, that's a private call. Come to it, ask questions to that professional, and if you don't like it, just leave. But you cannot be busy not to come to that meeting, because that meeting gives you a lot of clarity. So if you're watching, if any of our coaches offer a clarity meeting, please go to it and ask all your questions, because they have the answers. They can guide you in certain in ways, right? So that's one thing that I want parents to really open up, because I think we're shutting down and we think it's only my problem. When I'm going through something, as a parents, we think it's only me, it's only my family has this problem. Every family is fine, they're doing very good. But you and I know how many families we work with, that hundreds and hundreds of families are not doing well right now with their kids, and how overwhelmed they are, and how busy they are, and how disconnected families are, and how children are doing things and watching things and consuming things that are inappropriate for them, that's hurting them as well. So we know this is happening, right?
Well, if they're overwhelmed now as a child, think what that's going to look like in their future.
Yes.
That they're going to continue to be overwhelmed. They're still not going to be able to, their system's still going to be shut down. So
Yes.
we want to set them, as parents, I know I wanted to set my children up for the best future that I possibly could.
Yes.
And I wish I had known all these things back when they were small, but I can apply them now. It's never too late. But yeah. So
For example,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we want them to know how to ground themselves and how to address these issues without shutting down.
Yes. So, for example, right now we have uncertainty and a lot of chaos and a war, right, happening in the world. Now, have we sat down with our kids to talk about that? Because a lot of time we think kids are very flexible, they're very resilient, they'll just pass over. No, I actually endured war when I was young. I was in the bunker escaping from bombs and stuff. That's how I grew up. I was part of a war. Now, to this day, if there's certain sounds, even helicopters roaming around, I would get into that mode of, what's going to happen next? Because whenever a helicopter came, the next thing was a bomb will drop from a plane. That's how I grew up. So my helicopter sound for me is an alarm that sets me off that I'm in danger. So I am now older. This was when I was younger. It still lingers with me. I still carry that, right? It happens. So right now there's a war happening. if our children might be overwhelmed right now. A lot of children might be overwhelmed because they go online and there's hundreds of fake news out there, and they watch garbage. They can't tell the difference if it's right or fake. I mean, they don't know. They're just going to think it's right. And we have AI now. It can do anything it wants to, and it can mimic anybody. It can make up anybody.
Whatever you tell it to.
Exactly. So we have more than ever. We have overwhelm happening because the world is in a state, and that's
Very
affecting our
uncertain.
children. And
Right.
similarly, it happened during COVID as well, when children were sent home, and we had so much change in and out like this, back into the classroom, back into the home. We never reintroduced them back into the classroom again. We just told them, come back,
Go.
and we're just gonna go. We're going, and we're
Mhm.
gonna pick up the curriculum, and we're gonna make sure.
We're gonna pick up where we left off. Well, actually, we assume you've learned everything that you were supposed to learn in the time we were gone, and so let's go.
Yeah.
We're gonna
So
start from
how
here.
do you think that our generation of the children right now, the generation of children right now, if they're overwhelmed, we should be shocked? I'm not shocked they're overwhelmed. I actually think it is a time of overwhelm for everybody, including adults, but mainly for children. I was always overwhelmed when I was a kid. When I was in the war zone, I was always overwhelmed because there
Well,
was danger. There was danger.
the overwhelm from COVID could be coming up again with the war. That it's affecting them again, and that they're feeling the same feelings they were feeling then,
Yes.
uncertainty and everything.
And we think, oh, if my child is older, like they're 19 or 18, oh, I don't really need to worry about them. Yesterday I actually had to talk to my son about it and asked him, what do you know what's going on around the world, and what are you feeling? Because what happens to young adults, even young adults, right? What would happen to them watching this? They would think, I don't know why I'm studying. I don't know what the world's going to look like. I don't know if this is the end of the world. They're going to make up stories. Shouldn't, as parents, even though they're older, a lot of us think that, oh, they're older, 19, they know what they're doing. Really, the conversation I had with them cleared some of the facts between both of us, right? We shared some stuff, he shared some stuff. And I know that he said, I'm not really worried about that. I don't even consume a lot of the news because I don't even know what's right and wrong. So I got to hear his side of it. So I want to make sure that he's not overwhelmed about his future.
Right. I do the same with minor adults. So they're not teenagers anymore, and I do the same with them.
Yeah.
Because I'll be their parent forever. So
Of course. So, but we can't think that these are things that children doesn't care, or it shouldn't affect them as it does affect us. No, it affects
or that
children.
they wouldn't understand. Yeah.
Or they wouldn't understand. So children or young adults or anybody gets affected in different ways, right? We react differently for different news and different things happening to us. So as parents, we shouldn't be surprised that our kids are overwhelmed.
No.
It's not a surprise anymore. It's almost given. And then when parents say I'm busy, that's also given. Every parent is going to be busy, right? It's
well, and like I said, you want to model for your children. Do you want to model the busy and never have time kind of outlook, or do you want to model something a little bit more balanced?
Yes. So as parents, we do have a lot to do, but instead of thinking it's a lot to do, make it as part of life. Like what else is parenting? I mean, that period of time that we dedicate with our kids, I mean, that is the beautiful part of our life. That is why we live. What is the rush? Where are we going? Where's the rush? After
They'll be adults before you know it. So enjoy it while they're.
And also, what is the rush to what? What am I getting to? I mean,
Right.
it is a season by season anyway, right? So in this season, my job is to make sure that my child is not overwhelmed. I'm not keep saying I'm busy. I'm being present in the moment, and then I'm doing as much as I can without burning me out. That's all I can ask myself as a parent too, right? You have to be compassionate for yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat yourself up. You have to also give yourself permission to be doing what you can. So that's okay too, right? Andrea said it's really important about addressing what is happening with the war, with our children, not just letting them rely on social media. Yeah, social media is definitely I read some stuff on social media and I'm like, and they even have like real news channel logos now.
Yeah, it looks authentic.
Authentic, and it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
It's fake.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was watching one with Trump, AI generated thing. He's playing on a carpet with all these planes and stuff. and it looked really like him. I'm not even kidding, but it's AI generated because they made a joke out of it at the end of it, right?
Right.
So you can't trust anything. And how would our children know what to trust and not to trust?
That's up to us to find the real news and then
Yes.
talk to them about it.
Yeah, and even if you can find real news, I don't know how hard. I mean, it has become so hard now to find real news, but at least address what's going on with them and ask them what do they think about it, what are they thinking about it, what are you hearing, what did you see, what did you saw, right? These
What
kind
are
of
you concerned
conversations.
about? What are you afraid of? What do you think
Yes.
about all of this?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's all I asked my son yesterday too. Like, what are you thinking about the war? Like, what is that something you're worried about? Like about your future? What's going to happen to your degree? Like, you're in school. Do you think, things are going to be changing for you? What are you thinking? And he then gave me all of his point of views. Now I feel happy. I'm not overwhelmed. As a parent, I'm not worried, right? It also affects my state of mind too, right? I don't know what he's thinking. It affects me. Now I'm fine and he's fine. And we actually had a very close connection through that conversation,
Nice.
right? And
Mm.
that's what conversations do with our kids, is to bring us closer.
Yes, we have to be present and have the conversation with them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's go to teachers. What about teachers? With the behaviors and everything in the classroom, they're overwhelmed.
Yes. Yes. So they would, I think, especially for teachers, it's important to practice self-care, and to, in the classroom, for
But
me,
I
I
don't
know.
have time, Kristen. I work so much and I have a family. What do you mean self-care? What does that even mean?
So the breathing that we did, that took what, 3 minutes, maybe? Not even. So, taking time out of your day to calm yourself and ground yourself. Myself as a teacher, I don't like to go into the classroom until I regulate myself before I'm going to go in the classroom, because I want to model that for my students.
Yes. The more dysregulated my body is, if I lead other people, it's going to create chaos anyway. So why create chaos in the already I know it's going to be overwhelming and I go in with my state
Right.
that's not common regulated, of course it's going to turn other people off. That's the thing with, we never got taught that we are all being energy. We're energy, right? We're full of energy. We're moving particles, and because we're moving in certain energy, my energy affects your energy affects my energy. So at this point we're both transferring energy in this conversation right now, right?
Yes.
So that's really important to know as a teacher. When we go in, am I regulated? That's why in one of our program, Flow Foundation, it's nothing to do with the teacher teaching better in the classroom. Because every teacher is concerned about, I have to teach better in the classroom, I have to control the classroom better, I need classroom management skills, and I need to know how to finish this curriculum. When they come to our program, I say, you don't need to do any of that stuff. I just wanted to check, are you home? Are you in your home? Are you present in your life? If you're not, you cannot serve anybody.
Think about where you're starting from.
Yes. And you need to be in here first. So that's the starting point. It's not about better curriculum. It's not about better strategy. It's not about better control. None of that would work if you're not home. And same with the parents. Parents want a parent, but then they're not home themselves. They want to have better parenting strategy. They want to know what to do here and there. It's not going to happen. And then 3 a.m. Googling, parents Google every 3 a.m. Parents are up because they're stressed out and they don't know what to do with their kids. They're looking on Google and searching and finding out or putting it in these Facebook groups, and then getting 300, 400 messages from random people. And then they're like, I have no idea how they sort through it. And if I read 300 different messages, I think my mind will blow up.
I'm thinking, do they have time to read 300 messages? I know I really don't. That's
I
a lot.
know, but even if I did read it, even parents always say they're busy, but somehow they're reading, and maybe 5 or 6 of them. But then, how do I know what is to apply?
Well, and who are they from? Like,
Yeah, how would I know what to apply? Didn't I just make myself more overwhelmed and confused as a parent reading those? Even if I read 5 of the 300 of the messages,
and they tell you 5 different things, which
now what do I do with it?
Mhm.
So if I'm a parent at this, my kids are older, but if I'm a parent with the younger kids or even teenagers or anybody,
Mhm.
I actually would look for professionals who have websites, who do your research. Of course, there's a lot of fake people online. So do
Right.
your research. That's why you have to look for who are they, search them online. What are they doing? Go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional place. Look at who's out there talking about current situation in education, in family, who's doing these things. And if they're offering a meeting from their professional time, it's not because they want to squeeze you into a program. They want to serve you. There's a difference. I'm really talking to the parents to really honor the time of professionals who give from their heart because they really want to see change in your family's life. And sometimes it's hard for us to ask for those helps because we think we're the only one who are suffering, and that is not the case anymore.
And we think we should know how to handle it, and that's not
The case
necessarily.
anymore either,
Yeah.
because the situations are different, the
Mhm.
threats are different.
It's
How we
different than from when when I was little and my mom was raising me. It's very different.
Yeah, and how I raised my son, now if he has a kid, it's going to be different for him. I
Right.
Some of the things I can't even advise him because his son or daughter is going to have a different situation, and he has to learn how to parent. So why not take the professionals who are giving their time to you and come to those, and then that one, when you're with somebody who's analyzing your specific situation, your specific story that you are going to share with that professional, and then they give you some clarity. Wouldn't that be the best thing, that you don't have to Google at 3 a.m.? You don't have to put a message in these Facebook groups or other groups and get 300 messages you have to sort through and make your busy life even more crazier than it is. I just want you to take up on our clarity meeting. That's important for you and your family. Please do that. Reach us out, reach Kristen or any of our coaches. They all have website. Check them out. They're all online. Go to LinkedIn, check them out. We're real people. And we would never.
We all want to help. That's we just want to help. And as
Yeah,
you were describing, listening and offering, uh, talking about their specific issues and things, the clarity meeting, it just like my mind just got more calm thinking about that. That's what we offer. So,
yes.
um,
But there is this fear, right? Because a lot of these online marketers and everyone, you go on a sales call and then you get pitched, and then they won't leave you until, there's a button that says exit. You can exit anytime you want.
well, and I've said this before, and on social media, it says something's going to be free, and so you click on the thing, and then it doesn't end up being free.
Yes.
But our clarity meeting is absolutely free, so there is
Yes.
no obligation for any of that.
Yes. That 45 minute to 1 hour is free. After that, if you want to work with us, yes, there is a fee. There is an investment. That's what our job is. That is how we live our life. So we are going to charge for that. But the 45 to 1 hour is absolutely free. In that time, you're going to get valuable information customized to your family situation.
Right.
And things that you might have not even thought about that's related to your situation, versus random conversations and random tips and strategies from random people online is just random. Right. That's the important part here to distinguish. So that's why if you're overwhelmed, take the clarity meeting, come to us and ask the questions. Don't put your kids right away on medication. I see this a lot in the ADHD groups, right? There a lot of kids are going on medications right now. Parents are like, I'm on this medication, I tried third medication now, there's so many side effects and all this stuff, right? So that's a professional question, not a Facebook group question, right?
Yes. Well, that's so the solution doctors have is to give them a pill. But we deal from a more holistic standpoint. So looking at the whole system, the whole body, everything, and trying, working from there.
So all of this conversation I was having, not just, you guys have to book a call or anything, if that is something available to all of you. But what I was saying is that is why you're overwhelmed, because you're doing things that are creating overwhelm in your life, such as Googling in the middle of the night is an overwhelm because you're not getting proper sleep. Right? If I'm ever up at 3 a.m., that's a big problem in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah,
a
that's
parent.
part of self-care and maintenance is getting enough sleep.
Yes, so you're
Absolutely.
not getting enough sleep, and then you're going to go to job. Of course, you're going to be overwhelmed. Of course, when you're going to come back home and you're going to say, "I'm so busy," and you're going to have very little patience because you're going to snap at it like this because you don't have that patience because you've been up all night thinking about the situation that you have. So overwhelm is going to follow you every single place you go on a daily basis. So that's number one overwhelm, is that you're looking for help in the wrong place, right? That it's okay if you want a knowledge, you go on at 3 a.m. If it's helping you, that's fine. But many of the time, that's creating overwhelm. Secondly, you're asking everyone except choosing somebody to rely on and creating that special relationship with that person, and then moving forward with them to find real solution to the root cause of the problem. You want, everybody wants a like fast, quick fix for everything, right? This fast fix, it's like McDonald's visit is not going to help our kids anymore. Fast visits are not going to help our kids anymore. These are more deeply rooted in the soul print biology of your kids. There's problems that are happening. These are not going to be a fast food order situation. This is a very specialist who has to look at every angle and see what is happening inside of that body to be that person in front of you. So that's why you need a deeper solution. So that's why another overwhelm is happening, because finding what happens when I keep repeating quick fixes. I'm going to go and find something. I'm going to think it's the solution. I'm going to apply it, and then it's not going to work. Then I'm going to try something else. I get hope, and then I'm going to not get results. And I'm going to be like, I tried the second thing, and I'm going to try the third thing, and I'm going to try the fourth thing. Does that create overwhelm? I think so.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it took a while to get into the situation that you're in. So it's going to take a little while to work your way back out.
Yes. So we're creating the overwhelm. At the end of the day, we're creating the overwhelm because we're not wanting, as parents, we have somehow closed ourselves to think this is happening to me. I cannot address this. If I ask for help, then I must be failing as a parent. So I must just keep it to myself. I'll just, secretly Google it in the middle of the night and see what I can find, and Google and put anonymous posts in Facebook groups or other groups and see what other people are saying. All creates overwhelm at the end of the day.
Well, and I mean, as a parent, I know I didn't know everything. I asked for help. I had to. We can't know everything. I just don't think that's possible to know everything.
And also, whenever we help with any parents, you know what they say to us? The first thing they say to us is that, I wish I knew this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they say it doesn't matter who I meet, after they hear what we have, what we can do, and how we address the things that they've been overwhelmed with, they always say, why didn't I know about this so earlier?
Wish I'd come sooner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so many people have said that. That's because we're the only people who are looking at it from a holistic point of view. Everybody wants quick fixes. It's not a happy meal. We cannot happy meal here. We got to go to the ingredients and figure out what ingredients are going in. Like, we got to go to the farm. That's how we got to go back.
We're not one size fits all either. We're more individualized than that. So
yes. Chandra said, so many of us rely on the internet for answers when we could just help each other. Yeah. We have to return to human help. Human help. Yes. Even since AI has come in, a lot of people just use AI for it. Mm-hmm. Every problem, they use it as a therapist. Some people say, you just use it as a therapist. Since the updates of the AIs that are happening right now, I wouldn't trust anything they say anymore.
No. Oh no, I have a real live therapist. I don't. Not a computer. No.
Yes. So, as teachers, also, are another thing I wanted to address, and we wanted to leave you with this, is that really reach out to human beings. Chandra, thank you for saying that. Yes, reach out to other people, share with them. When you start opening up, other people will open up too, and you will know that, wow, we all are same way. I mean, we're all going through the same thing.
Right. Somebody else might have the same issues that you are, and you can help each other through it. Of course. Yeah.
If you can ask online, why not ask somebody you know? Because it's not going to hurt you, right? So overwhelm is created. At the end of the day, we're going to say, do you agree, Kristen? Overwhelm is created.
Absolutely.
We're creating it. And our kids are overwhelmed because we are creating overwhelm for ourselves, and then we're transferring that energy and they feel overwhelmed. And also, since COVID and all these things, we have not helped our kids in the way that they deserve to be helped.
Right.
We have not, as none of the adults have taken the time to do it. And I can see this because I can say it confidently, because seeing the young adults that are now 18 and 20 in those range, they are struggling so much because we have not reintroduced them back into the world after the world shut down.
Right.
And that is an adult, as adults, we all have the duty to do that, right? We didn't do that. We just went along as a, yeah, we're coming back. Let's go, guys. Pick up where we left off and we're moving forward.
I actually saw a post the other day, and it was I think it was 18 or 19, and he's like, you know, hey, can the 50 something, 60-year-olds, can you take back over, because we're done, we're overwhelmed. And yeah, they don't know. And
yeah, absolutely.
so we need to, they are the future. So we need to prepare them for it adequately.
Yes.
Greatly.
So if you're watching us, reach out to us, book a clarity meeting, talk to us, talk to other professionals, reach out to your friends, families, let's start talking as humans. Let's start, what we're so good at is talking, right? That's our, it's a way of communicating. So let's communicate with each other. Let's help each other. Let's address that we do have a serious problem and we are creating overwhelm. Overwhelm is not something created for us. We are creating it, and we can exit it as soon as we are aware that we are creating it.
Right.
Right. You want to add anything, Kristen?
I think just becoming aware of the situation and starting to take care of yourselves.
Yeah, you need to take care of yourself 100%. And yeah, the number one thing today, your tip is to watch how many times you're using the words you don't want in your life, like overwhelmed, tired, right? Overwhelmed, tired, busy, whatever you're using. Catch those and count them. Just keep it count on with you, and then see what that's doing for you. And then after a week of doing that, then try to eliminate that as much as possible. Whenever it comes, you say, I'm not going to say it. Whenever it comes, you're like, I'm not saying it. And I want you to notice what happens when you start doing that. You're going to see a big shift.
How much better you feel.
Yeah, much better. Thank you so much for bringing this topic. And we had a really great conversation. I hope parents can see that we have the heart to serve, and we want to serve you. And we have a huge mission to serve 1.5 billion humans by 2035. We will not stop until we serve that. And we will not stop until we protect all children, because as adults, it's our ultimate duty to save and safeguard our kids. No matter it's your kid or my kid, they all need safety. All of them need safety. And right now our kids are not safe, and that is a fact, and we need to face it, and we need to wake up, and we need to do something about it. And we are doing something about it. So come join us and book a clarity meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.